Step 13, one thing that I'm seeing as I drive by all the different homes is I'm seeing people are planting in odd numbers. And this is one thing that I just wanted to encourage because it's more naturally and appealing to the eye. So the idea is if you plant in even numbers, it looks sparse. When you plant in odd numbers, it's more naturally and appealing to the eye. And you'll notice that any professional landscape design plan is going to have odd numbers. So make sure when you are planting your flowers and your trees and your shrubs that you always do it in 1s, 3s, 5s, 7s. You guys know what an odd number is. Great. Now this isn't necessarily in order of the step because different people throughout the Utah area, they turn on their irrigation at different times. People in my neck of the woods, I live in South Jordan, we don't turn on our irrigation until about April. People in Bluffdale, they don't turn on their irrigation sometimes until end of April. Some people in the Mill Creek area where I grew up, they turn on the irrigation, 1st of March, so it kind of varies with this one. So, but the step with turning on your irrigation is there's 4 things that we need to do. 1, we need to open our water valve. 2, we need to go through and verify that all of our stations are working properly. Don't just turn on your water valve and then turn on your automatic sprinkler system and think that that's gonna work properly, because if you do so, most likely you might have some areas that aren't watering correctly. Verify and go through all of your stations individually and make sure that they're working properly. After doing so, make sure that with your controller that you time all of them and run them for at least 15 minutes is what I recommend, because there could be something that got clogged in your pipes during that period of time, and you just want to make sure that there's nothing that's going to be an issue for you. And thereafter, if you don't have any clogs, if you don't have any issues with your heads, go through and reprogram your controller with automatic watering. I strongly encourage you to avoid automatic watering. If you can manually water and know that you're actively manually watering, that'll make it so that you aren't watering as much, and that'll make it so that you're being more reactive and staying ahead of what's needed with your lawn, instead of just solely being thinking about setting your water and thinking that everything's gonna be fine. But we have overcome some of the drought issues that we've had recently in Utah, but we still do have a water issue, as we are the second driest state in the nation. 2 recommendations that if you want to have more, some good tips on irrigation, is going to be slow the flow. If you just Google slow the flow. A great one that's just come out is the Center for Water Efficient Landscaping. I'd highly recommend, if you are looking to hire somebody to do some landscaping for you, to request somebody that is Quail certified. It's a great program. It's very intensive, and you'll know that you're getting someone that knows all the ins and outs of a water efficient landscaping. If you live in the south end of the valley, which I think a lot of the market that comes to the show does, most likely you'll have an interaction with the Jordan Valley Water Conservancy District. They will actually come out and perform irrigation audits for you for free. So if that's something that you're having some issues with your irrigation system, you can call them and request for them to come out if they are the district that's over your water. So it's a really great resource. I work hand in hand with Jordan Valley Water. Biograss has a great relationship with them, and I highly recommend using them. They're great people, and they have great resources for the public to save water, which is our most valuable resource. Now the most fun part of it all is planting and planting your vegetable garden. And maybe you can do a theme behind your vegetable garden. Maybe you can have Italian garden, or maybe you can have a salsa garden. My family, we're planning on having a salsa garden this year and are putting that all together. So kind of mix it up. Maybe theme your gardens this next year and have some fun with that. I highly recommend definitely use some garden boxes, because that makes it much simpler. They're very easy to build. There's a ton of do-it-yourself install kits that you can buy online, or tips on how to build them. And there's a lot of great resources here in the Salt Lake Valley where you can buy ready-to-use garden box mixes. And lastly, enjoy spring. Go out there, throw the frisbee, swing a golf club, go and ride a bike. Now we've done the gardening, we can go enjoy our spring and just have a wonderful spring. It's my favorite time of year. Thank you so much for coming today, guys. As I mentioned, we've got plenty of taffy at Biograss's booth. I think I told you we have 2,000 pounds. I don't want to have to give it to my kids because then we'll have a lot of cavities at our house. So please come by, eat taffy, and thanks for coming by. And if you have any questions for me, I'll be up here at the top of the stage. Thanks again.